good or bad. So the way this card is facing, it looks like the Eight of Pentacles is here. Virgo energy. So it's like you working hard, tilling your craft, mastering a craft, mastering a work. It could also talk about your job. So you building up income, you building up spiritual income, working for the Most High possibly, or doing work that pleases the Most High, and so it's gaining you a lot of spiritual currency. And that's what you have, that's what you expect to come in by expanding your horizons. You expect that work to actually pay off, and it looks like it is. And it's teaching you a good lesson. Maybe something you turned your back on, stuff that embarrassed you, investments that didn't pay off before. So now you're on to something bigger and better. It looks like the way the cards are facing. And then you have the Page of Staffs, which is like good news from the universe. It also talks about a new inspired idea. Good information being brought to you is fire energy. So this will be Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo energy. So you could have somebody bringing you good news. You could be bringing good news. You could be embodying that energy, taking on a new project, a new passion, and you're passionate about it and you tell everyone about it. So that's great. Could be something about work you're telling people about. So that's great. Now, overall energy we have here is the Eight of Cups. So it's Pisces energy talks about walking away. You've invested 8 cups, which is like 8. It could be drinking. Some of you guys are walking away from drinking. It could be you walking away from something you thought was your wish fulfillment, and so you're going off to expand your consciousness. Somebody maybe told you news that allowed you to walk away to expand your consciousness, to review everything that you've invested in, and you realize what you invested in only brought you regret, only brought you embarrassment. So from me reading the Seven of Cups in your 3D, and now I'm looking at the 8, it looks like, you guys, I mean, maybe I was just concerned for nothing. It's just a warning maybe from the universe to not repeat the same thing over and over again. So a lot of you guys are Eight of Cups in that situation. And that's Pisces energy, just walking away, letting whatever the chips fall as they may, the everything settle out, and you're going towards, doing what you want, towards the new adventure that you want, or towards whatever you want. So it is what it is. So now we're gonna do your sacral chakra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y'all already saw me shuffle that. 6. Okay. We have and then we have here, That's What I Like. So by Bruno Mars, who is also a Libra. So that's what I like. So I'm going to go for what I like. I'm an 8 of Cups. Yeah, and make my own plans. My work is paying off, and I'm got good news all the time from doing that. So that taught me a lesson that I put the work in. I make the investments in myself, because the 7 of Pentacles now is turning the opposite way from the 5 of Cups. I ain't got no regret, no shame, no embarrassment, okay? 9 of Pentacles in your sacral chakra. So a lot of you guys, that's like Virgo energy, but it's also like pre-divine feminine energy. So other signs can embody that if you're elevating to divine status, if you're bossing up. So this talks about being single. So after that 8 of Pentacles is the 9. You done built up all your spiritual currency. You've worked for the divine. You've done what you had to do. Now you're single in your sacral chakra. So look how much spiritual currency you done built up to be able to plant your seeds, enjoy the luxuries of life that you have worked hard for, and you're able to enjoy it for yourself. Then we have here oppression in your sacral chakra, which is the Tower energy. Tower energy talks about a sudden realization. It talks about divine intervention. So maybe the divine is intervening in your sacral chakra to prevent other people from trying to pull off of your energy. You've been single, you've been taking care of yourself. It looks like that's falling right over the 7 of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups. So maybe some of you guys have learned this lesson already. It only caused you embarrassment. So you have decided to let it burn, destroy it, keep people out of your energy. And as I say that's right next to the 4 of Cups. Reject it. You're good with you, yourself, and you got your 3 cups here. You're enjoying yourself, so you're not accepting any more offers right now because you're possibly in a cleansing energy. This could also talk about insecurity. So maybe some of you guys are cleansing out those insecurities in your sacral chakra. Maybe a past that was pretty active, but right now you're like, I gotta clear this out. So you're letting it burn. You're blowing a tower, Scorpio energy again, right over the 5 of Cups, and you're like, no, I'm not letting anybody suck my sacral chakra, my 9 of Pentacles, my singleness, my abundance that I done built up. I'm gonna enjoy all the fruits of my own labor, which is that 7 of Pentacles. And the 4 of Cups, like rejected, that's Cancer's energy. It could talk about insecurities. It could talk about, it also, you have to be careful. It could talk about complacency. So just being fine with what you already built up, the things that you already poured your cup into, but this person looks bored, discontent. And the divine is trying to give them another cup to say, hey, this might be a better option than you sitting here trying to nurture over these 3 cups that are having you in this energy. Okay, it could also be somebody overcoming a hangover, things like that. But it's in your sacral chakra, so I'm thinking you're not accepting offers right now. You're just building up your own spiritual currency. Then we got the 7 of Wands. So you're defending that currency. You're spiritually protected as long as you're, doing that work. So y'all are putting that work in, and this is Leo energy. So you're standing your ground on that. No, you're not mixing and intermixing in my sacral chakra, and that counteracts that 7 of Cups as well with that tower. And then we got the 3 of Swords. So that talks about heartbreak, disappointment is your card, Libra. So it could talk about just heartbreak, disappointment, sorrow. So a lot of you guys could be feeling bad or feeling embarrassed once again about your sacral chakra, how active you were in the past. But you're healing. You're in a healing process. So everybody's allowed to elevate. You have to combine dark and light and know that you had to go through what you went through to learn lessons to elevate. Nobody should be judging nobody else. Only the Most High is the one who judges. 2 of Wands talks about, charting a new path. It's Aries energy. This person has chosen a new pathway, planned a new exit stage towards a new beginning, and they're leaving back their old ways, the path that they possibly chose before. But it talks about pathways, having to make a decision. Okay. So he talked about why Haley's song Eminem came on, why I stuck with prenup in, and he talks about a prenup and stuff. So maybe some of you guys are charting a new path away from that, standing your ground on that, and putting more emphasis into, if this has to do with children, your children, focusing more on your children and not having to deal with anything else aside from that. Okay, we have here in the confidence area, we have a beginning. So this is the Fool card. So a lot of you guys are confident that you're having a fresh start and you're gone. You're taking off. That Tower, 9 of Pentacles, you're like, oh yeah, I'm about to enjoy myself. We got the Victory card, Leo energy, 6 of Wands. So you guys are getting recognition, victory, success. Be careful about the pride and ego. But it looks like you guys have worked hard. You've done the work here. I'm looking at your sacral chakra to cleanse out this disappointment here. Wow, and as I'm looking at this, I'm sorry to stop that right there. But if you look at this card, you see the eye in the middle. So a lot of you guys are also like maybe doing some shadow work, clearing work. And if somebody's sending an evil eye your way to make you feel like this about your sacral chakra, return the sender, please. And if I ain't got you by Alicia Keys came on, return the sender, okay? It's none of their business, whatever you did, but that's not who you want to be in the future. So return the sender. They can stay in their own energy or whatever. They can't have your energy. Anyway, victory, okay? You guys are striving, you're confident, you're in your zone. You got a new beginning, so it looks great. However, with that card the way the card is facing, it's actually facing towards the 6 of Pentacles. So what the 6 of Pentacles talk about, Taurus energy is equal give and take. The energy you put out, as you can see, 3 Pentacles up here is the energy you get out. It also talks about giving and receiving. It talks about charity work. So a lot of you guys may be having a victory in charity work, okay? So there's one pentacle for her. She's giving a pentacle for these people who are begging, who don't really have, and she's having a victory, recognition in that, and having a new beginning. She or he, okay, masculine or feminine energy. However, right behind that, you got temptation. So some of these people could be coming in to tempt you. This is the devil card. This is Capricorn energy. It talks about obsession. It talks about habits, oppression. It also talks about binding. So somebody might want to bind your confidence to them, or you're only confident as long as they're attached to you. It talks about negative, toxic attachments, toxic relationships, bad habits. But as a Capricorn, I will say, because a lot of readers have a hard time reading energy at a high vibration, which a lot of people don't read Capricorn at a high vibration. If you put your focus into clearing out people's bad karma, because a lot of people around you, you're confident you could see the demons that's attached to their souls, and the equal give and take that's coming out. So maybe you could be doing charity to help people release themselves from their own toxicity and their own toxic habits. You have to be careful, because there's a thin line, if you're not a Capricorn, to mastering this energy. So a lot of you guys could have mastered the energy, because I see the 8 and 9 of Pentacles. So if you're single in your sacral chakra, it prevents you from falling key to this, because no one has access to you sexually. That's where people typically tap in to your soul, to your mind, mental manipulation through sex, sexual acts, sexual activities, connected to you and connecting through your soul. They tap in through your sacral chakra. So that's the temptation, is that be careful what you're giving and receiving, because what you put out is what you get back. So this is the Capricorn energy is like the law of karma as well. If you're giving out your gifts to people who are like demonically attached to you, or trying to attach themselves to you, then you'll bring that. You're only giving and receiving this toxicity. It's only spreading. But if you're giving and receiving gifts to people to help them break this and help them see this, because you can see it, then it comes out into be something positive. And behind that is the Queen of Cups. So this is feminine energy. Is somebody who could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. You can have that in your chart. That person you're dealing with can have that in your chart. Because it's fallen by the devil card and it's not earth energy, it could signify that this person is toxic, a toxic attachment. We were talking about Haley's song. It could be a toxic baby mama. It could be a masculine embodying distorted feminine energy, a toxic baby daddy who's acts real feminine, who expects to attach to you just because of their status. And you may are focused. It looks like your focus is elsewhere, but if you give too much attention to this, then this is the temptation for you. So you may need to just cut this out, because right above it is the Three of Swords. So they could be sending this energy towards you. It could be their toxic habit to be all in their feelings. Because with it coming out like this, to me, the Queen of Cups would be upside down. Meaning this person just always pours out their emotions. They're always so emotional. But it's out of a sense of trying to attach to you toxically, so they can have you feel sorry for them. They're always heartbroken. Woe is me. Always want you to be heartbroken about something, going through pain and suffering. And they only do it as an ends justify means, because you're having all this great energy. So right before that is the stand your ground card. No, I'm not having it. I'm not putting up with it. Go on and do your own work. Everybody has to put their own work in. Go do your own spiritual work. Get on until you're ready, or whatever. If it's meant to be, it'll be. Get out of my energy. So that's affecting your confidence, unless you're very much key aware of this. So as a Capricorn, I'm going to tell you how that energy works, because I want you guys to be great. I want you guys to do good. So yeah, this allows you to see the toxic attachments, the patterns of others. And the devil energy, typically, if you think about the devil, Satan, and God and spirituality, that Seven of Cups come into play, because usually they use those 7 things: pride, ego, vainglory, wrath, all of those. If that's a habit of that you typically fall prey to, and if it has to do with this toxic Queen of Cups energy, masculine or feminine, then that'll be their 7 cup of 7 illusion of repeating cycle of pride and ego, vainglory, wrath, resentment, anger. You can look up the 7 deadly sins, and those are the ones that'll be the repeating toxic habits. And you can possibly see how those reflect in other people, and you can try to help people break these. Okay, so that's how Capricorn energy at its highest vibration works. Let's get your heart space. The Empress. Princess of Cups. Okay. Ace of Swords. All right. And boom, the Magician. All right, manifestation. Divine feminine energy. The divine feminines popped out. Okay, Libras, in your heart space, y'all bossing up. And y'all restoring y'all innocence. Princess of Cups talks about expressing yourself. Tapping into your childhood innocence, your teenage innocence, expressing your feelings, feeling like that little giggly girl again. So your heart is in an innocent space. You have mental clarity, but that don't mean you can get over, because ain't nobody getting over no divine feminine. She embodies all the queens in the decks, and she takes everything she learned to use this sword when she has to, because while she's all giggly and innocent, she got that sword of God, complete mental clarity. In your heart is clear. And what is it clear on? Manifestation. Okay, the Magician energy, Gemini energy, as I mentioned. So some of you guys could have that in your heart space. Some of you guys, that could be your feminine, for my masculine Libras, that could be the feminine, or vice versa. So okay, let's get the throat chakra. All right. Boom, this is the throat chakra. What came out first? The Prince of Wands. So masculine energy we have here, because we had a Princess of Wands. So we had a Princess of Wands down, and we have Is That Too Much to Ask by Avril Lavigne. So you're always feeling sorry for yourself. Every time I try to make you laugh, you're always feeling sorry for yourself. So that could be a habit that, yeah, it is too much to ask, and you need to stand your ground, because no. So we have some masculine energy. They're getting good news. Maybe they're bringing good news to each other. They're in their excited energy, like ready for the new adventure. The masculine is going to communicate. It looks like he's going towards a feminine, because it's faced the way it's faced. So to communicate some good news. And then the next card we have is the Movement. So we have another female on the horse. It looks like the Six of Wands, same female, but she's cloaked. So this forward movement could require a bit of cloaked energy or so, because we got the Three of Pentacles, which is actually Capricorn energy. Talks about teamwork, collaboration. As you can see, the Three Pentacles are here in a platform, building a solid foundation. So sometimes it takes a team effort to be able to move forward in order to build this solid foundation. This is Capricorn energy, teamwork, collaboration. As a fellow Capricorn, yeah, I find it easier to build up teams, whether I'm a part of them or not. Tell people how to best use their gifts to collaborate together to achieve a common goal, which creates this solid, you see this temple, solid foundation with them Three Pentacles in there. Do that look like you can go in there and tear that temple down? No, it's solid. It's standing. These look like stone walls with the Three Pentacles at the top. So, I mean, you don't look like you can get those out that wall. There you go. So forward movement. Some of you guys are leaving behind a solid foundation you're already building. You're on to the next adventure. Could be a masculine, could be feminine, could be both. Like, all right, I already solidified that. These could be sources of income that you already got. So you're on to the next forward movement. So Cancer's energy. This is could be a feminine Cancer. That could be that Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is actually turning her back. So this could be a feminine Cancer who's turning her back on all the toxicity, and she's in the forward movement phase. Some of you guys could be communicating to a female Cancer, like, hey, let's go. So it looks like she right behind the masculine, and they moving forward, leaving behind whatever this was, this three collab thing going on. We got a Cancer and possibly a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could be any sign. This could also be Cancer energy. I always look at Cancer as both fire and water. So this could be a youthful Cancer. It ain't got to be a young Cancer, because, this person's in their youthful energy. They're excited about a new beginning. And it looks like this possibly female Cancer is with it. So they're moving forward together, and whoever this third person is, they're leaving it behind. This 3-team group, they're leaving it behind. So they're gone. Looks great. I ain't mad at it. We also got the Page of Cups was there. So that's also possibly a youthful Cancer or Cancer embodying her feminine energy. So you could be dealing with that definitely. Then intuition, we have strength, Leo energy, okay? And we have the Prince of Swords. So air energy. So that's definitely, it looks like a masculine. So Rosalia, por mi puerto no lo pasan. So that's that 7 of Wands, Leo energy. She is a Libra, but it's like standing your ground and being like strength. Strength talks about grace, dignity, like preserving your grace and dignity and choosing. Because Leo energy, a lot of people confuse that too. They think, oh, they're competitive and they're prideful and egotistical. But Leos are also graceful. And I'm going to defend Leos. I'm going to stand my ground on that 7 of Wands for Leos because I have it in my chart. So Leos are graceful. That dignity of theirs is like choose your battle. So there are battles that you have to fight. But do you have to fight every single battle because you're a Leo? No, that's arrogance, pride, and egotistical. Like the humility and grace of a Leo is more beautiful and appealing because you know when to fight battles and what battles are not worth it. So strength also talks about having the strength to know when it's not worth it and when to turn around and walk away. 8 of Cups. You know, here, when to turn around and walk away and what battles to fight. So it's like choose your battles. And that's what makes you victorious, is when you're more wiser as to when you need to confront something, when you need to stand your ground on something, when you're having a victory. Typically, you have a victory out of humility because you were graceful and dignified enough to not confront the situation with hostility, with competitiveness, greed, arrogance, prideful, egotistical, conceit, vain, for the sake of glory, for nothing. Like you get nothing out of it, okay? And then this Prince of Swords talks about like investigation, research oriented. This is air energy, so this is your energy. So maybe some of you guys could be, some masculines could be peeping Leo, feminine, or vice versa. Some Leo masculines. And look, we have the lion. Look at this. I'm just looking at. We have the lion and the deer. You see that? So it talks about the grace, the swiftness, the dignity of being soft and swift as a deer and knowing what situations to confront. You see her hands and her crown. What situations to confront and what situations that you need to proceed as a deer. Like you don't need to attack the deer. You don't see her attacking the deer. She's in her human form. Guess you could say like the strength card is Leo energy, a lion. So her crown shows that she's a lion, but she's choosing this form in order to embody grace and dignity, and she's not attacking these deer because this is a battle she's choosing not. She's choosing to go the opposite direction. Okay, so it was not necessary. And so we have Page of Swords once again, investigating, doing your research. Also, you know, it could talk about a little bit of stalkerish and peeping, but like air signs, I mean, that's kind of like how you get information. You look up things, you look up people, you know, you peep people out, you scope the scene, scope the situation. There's nothing wrong with that. It is definitely an air sign trait. So some of the masculines could be scoping a female, could be a Leo female. They're interested, curiosity right here. So he's putting the sword to the side because he hasn't made a judgment call yet. Just curious, investigating, doing the research. So that's good. Some of you guys are like taking more time out to scope the scene before you pass judgment on it. And then at your crowns, we have the 4 of Pentacles. So that talks about that's Capricorn's energy at your crown. So much for my happy ending by Avril Lavigne came in. So much for your happy ending. You thought you started off at 7, then you went to 8, then you went to 9, and now at the crown is 4. How did that happen? You got and then wait, you went from 7 to 8 to 9, then your confidence went to 6, and now at the crown is 4. So whatever you sacrificed in the end, justify a mean situation. in order to appease other people, it looks like, got you restricted. This is Capricorn energy. It could talk about restrictions. It could talk about needing to be frugal. It could also talk about being closed off. It could talk about being mean. It could also talk about being controlling. It could also talk about an attachment. Somebody trying to hang on and clingy, needy, codependent, hang on and attach to your crown chakra. They're trying to create a stronghold. This could also talk about celibacy. So this could be empowering at your crown. Libra should come out. So if Libra hasn't came out and you're a Libra, that's a problem, because it means that somebody is now controlling your crown. Okay, do you want that? And this person could be a Capricorn, and that's that toxicity. That's that, toxic attachment, demonic stronghold on your crown. That could be why the divine is calling out to you, because you're trying to manifest. How are you going to manifest what your heart wants if you got somebody attached to your crown just hanging on? You see these 3 pentacles right here? They're now upside down, and she's holding on to one and looking at it and inspecting it to make sure what it's a pentacle. So she don't even believe it. It's controlling. It's hanging on too tight. It's codependency. Like she's not convinced that this is, that it's gonna go somewhere. She got to keep them real close. Whereas the 3 of Pentacles, they were in the building, as you can see. So if you're doing this out of sense of preservation, this could also talk about preservation, and you may need to do this to restrict yourself because you've already went through this whole cycle. And so you're closing the cycle out and it's leaving you here, but that's okay. Because this talks about if you go in a celibacy period, and I practice celibacy, so I always preach celibacy so you can have a chance to clear your energy out. It's not forever, okay? But do it how you want to do it. You could do a brief period. You could give yourself a time limit. Whatever works. I'm just here to help you guys elevate, okay? Because your crown should be Libra. Justice. The scales balance in your favor. So maybe this is what it's going to take for the scales to balance, and you got to start over. But review what you went over, what you went through last time, and don't make the same mistake twice, because this is very restrictive energy. And if somebody's still clinging on to your crown, it's time to cut them out. Stand your ground and get them off. Like, they need to go do their own work. So if they're tempting you to take an offer that's going to put you here, be careful. So much for my happy ending. All this time you were pretending. So much for my happy ending. Some people could be pretending. They're fake. So maybe you need to inspect all these pentacles or people around you. If these are people around you, that offering you this, offering you that, you may need to inspect each offer before you go forward. And that may help you being curious about it. That may help you get to the bottom of what's real and what's fake. To restore your innocence. So maybe some people could want you to let your guard down and restore your innocence so that they could take advantage of you. So you need to be very careful. Inspect these pentacles carefully. Be frugal with your money. And that way you'll be able to eliminate any of this confusion and toxicity and people who are trying to use you and restrict you. You deserve to be free. Your life is your life, and they don't have a right to control you or tell you how to live it. Your crown is your crown. It doesn't belong to anybody else. And it says You Right by Doja Cat and The Weeknd. And The Weeknd is Aquarius. So that's that 6 of Swords energy. It may be time to be like 6 of Swords. You move on. Get the heck on. Get the heck on out of Dodge. Or I'm moving on and I'm getting the heck up out of Dodge. I don't need to listen to what you have to say. And that's Aquarius energy, healing energy, 6 of Swords, moving yourself to calmer waters. You may have to go alone. You may go with somebody, but that's also air energy. You may need to investigate what it means to actually heal. You can have a lot of haters, that 5 of Swords energy around you, that you may need to move along towards calmer waters, move in another location where you feel safe, where you have a solid foundation at. Okay? But that 4 of Pentacles, it could be good. If you're here and you're starting from the bottom up and you're rebuilding yourself, it will turn out great with your manifestation if you close those toxic chapters out. And that 9 of Pentacles in that sacral chakra is looking excellent. So you're building up to it. And if it's in your sacral, it's only going to rise up to the top. And you will see the results of it. Just don't give up. They want you to give up. Overall, Ace of Pentacles, okay. Solid information, abundant new opportunities, new abundance, new blessings. The universe is saying, yes, this is a big yes from the universe. You got this. So continue on doing what you had to do. Okay, that's Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. You could be dealing with one, have that in your chart. And as I mentioned about the Capricorn energy, if it's a high vibe in Capricorn who is in this Queen of Cups energy, it could be a good thing. And I also mentioned Cancer. So you have to use your discernment, that Page of Swords, and your intuition, your third eye chakra. You have to use your discernment about the energy you get off. This energy, if this abundance, this high vibing energy. You see how that tree is like just green, glowing, gorgeous. You can also talk about your soul, restoring your soul, going and stepping into the light, restoring your soul contract. So you're ready for a new opportunity. You've learned what you need to learn. So congratulations. I'm so proud of you, Libras. I'm so happy to hear that Ace of Pentacles. See that Ace of Pentacles? I see them, that Eight of Cups in the root chakra. So you're like, no, get out of my energy. All right. So you're like, who in my energy? Who? This Page of Swords in the third eye. Who in my energy? Who? I gotta look at this. Who is all in my energy? Return the singer. I gotta get my sword ready. I got my sword because now I'm curious. Like, who is that? You see the diamond at the top? Yeah, y'all ready. That third eye is open. Like, hey, who in there? Who doing it? Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. The song that came on is Tuya by Rosalia. So, hey, go listen to that. And that's all I have for you. So, thank you.